Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode.
Hello.
Amanda, we are back. Before we get into today's topic, I want to check in with how you're doing. I know the last video you were going through some really difficult moments, and we talked about really harsh realities of this particular diagnosis and what your friends were going through, along with the bad news about one avenue of funding being cut for GBM.
So I am an absolute feeler. Like, I feel my feelings, and so you guys got led into that. That was a day that the funding got taken away. It's also the day that a couple people that I know got some pretty unfortunate news, and so I was in it. Like, I was in it. Like, I'm not shying away from this. I'm not downplaying this disease at all. And so you guys just got led into that moment of like vulnerability, but also kind of the real side of glioblastoma. I'm doing better emotionally. I had to take a day or so to kind of recalibrate, but also just and also respect and honor the lives of people that got some pretty crummy results or happenings recently. And so I don't know. I just have to feel it. I'm just a feeler, and it just takes a little time, and then I go back to.
I appreciate that about you, that you're not shying away. If we're truly going to bring awareness to glioblastoma, to brain cancer, we have to have those difficult conversations and be in those difficult moments.
Yeah.
And we've been very fortunate that, as scary as this diagnosis and the prognosis is, we have had a fairly, smooth as can be journey with it.
Yeah.
And
true.
we hope and pray and all those things that it continues that way. That being said, as we said last time, your journey, as we've read and heard about others, isn't necessarily the typical one. So to truly bring awareness to it, we need to have those conversations. We need to talk about it. We need to showcase it. And I appreciate you willing to be vulnerable and show up in your feelings.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people really felt it.
Yeah.
They were there with you. And I know for me, I deeply appreciate the empathy, the compassion so many of you poured into Amanda from the last video. And I know it's not an easy topic to talk about, especially as we tiptoe our way into some of the political goings on. And for the most part, everybody was very respectful of that. And I hope that we can continue to have some more of those conversations in a very respectful, very thoughtful place, and ultimately facilitate and contribute to some meaningful change in this area. So you want to really quickly update everybody with the results of your Neuro Psychologist and what they had shared with you. And one of the big things that came out of that was you doing some structure to your
Which
day.
is a hilarious term, because this has been an ongoing battle.
What's been a battle? With who?
You and I.
So are you...
Me not wanting to do structure, and you advising me that I should do structure, and then damn it, a neuropsychologist had to come on, and she's Team Jessie, so damn it.
No, she's not. She is Team Amanda, just like I'm Team Amanda. And I wouldn't say advising, I've been lovingly encouraging you to, because I watch you, Amanda, every day, and it's unfortunate that your default is to try to resist or push back against suggestions I give.
Yeah.
I think to your own detriment. So now you have another person who is recommending the same thing for you, and she's giving you some really great examples of how that'd be beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you hear her.
I can hear her. I just don't hear you.
No, and like for me, I'm realizing more and more of this. I have to let a lot of things go, because I hear her telling you, oh, wow, where have you heard that before, Amanda? Where have you heard that before? Boy, somebody hasn't been trying to say it for the last 10 months.
No one has.
But, that's me selfishly wanting to contribute in a meaningful way to your journey, wanting to be able to do more than I really am able to do. And it is a hard thing. And I've told you this, one of the hardest things for this whole thing is me just feeling in that powerlessness thing and wanting to be able to do more. And it's like, I have made my whole life about helping people and trying to create positive change in their lives and the world as a whole. And there's so many things that I wish I could do for you. And I am having to accept that and learning to let go that I'm not going to be able to do all those things. And sometimes you need to hear it from somebody else to do it, and getting to the point where it's more important. I tell myself it is more important that you do the thing rather than if it comes from me and you do the thing.
Yes.
Easy to say, hard to do.
Right.
So you hear her. Now the question is are you going to, and what does structure begin to look like for you?
More structure around my hand exercises.
And why is that important? Why did she say so structure was important for you?
Because of my brain and my deficits.
And what did she say the structure would help? Just so everybody understands. You remember? Focus.
To focus?
It would help you focus.
Oh, and not be distracted.
And help you not distract. It would help you also with
changing tasks.
Yeah, and what else? What is some of the things you've been talking about, like when you get fatigue?
I get tired.
The brain fatigue?
Yeah.
It would help with that.
Oh, yes. And also kind of realizing that when she talked about there's like a point of no return when during the day, and like they're like there's just like shut everything down, don't do anything. And I that is something I actually feel, and I didn't really have words for it, is there are some parts of the day where I just can't anymore. Like I can't read anymore. I can't do a task anymore that day. And I do feel that point where it's just like a full stop.
We all have this point, and unfortunately our society tells us that we need to keep pushing back. Yeah. We need to grind. We need to do more. If you're never doing enough unless you're doing more and more and more and more. And you and I have talked about this many times, maybe even on here too. Prior to the diagnosis, your day was always just more and more and more, and you'd come back and you'd just be exhausted constantly. Mm-hmm. So I love that you're getting that feedback of it's okay, and you're acknowledging it and saying, yeah, I recognize I have this place. I have this space where I just need to shut down for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And that's, what's hard is really realizing and becoming familiar about this new version of myself, and what I feel like it changes weekly, sometimes monthly. And I used to be an extreme extrovert. I feel like I'm a lot more introvert now. It's really hard for me to be around a lot of people. That used to not be a problem at all. Conversations are hard when I have to go switch back and forth. So it's like a relearning what my life looks like right now. I mean, maybe a year from now, I'm just, like we said last time, I'm just going to a bunch of concerts with thousands of people. I don't see that happening.
You have fun with that.
I don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon. The stimulation, the overwhelm, the stimulation's hard. And I used to just be overly stimulated all the time. And so it's just, it's a new reality, and it's one that I'm starting to learn what it's going to look like, because I'm not the person I was before I got diagnosed, and that's okay.
it might be a great question to field to all of you as we wrap up today is what could the 2.0 version of you look like? If you want to share it in the comments, we'd love to hear it. But I think all of us have things in our lives that we're probably doing that are self-destructive or do not serve us as well. Or maybe we're running up against fatigue, overwhelm, burnout, and we're just not listening to ourselves. So take it from us. Time is not infinite. If we do not always have tomorrow guaranteed, you do not need to wait until somebody comes in and says, you have this is the prognosis with it, to get you to stop and really examine your life. Please, if you take anything from this series, we really want you to look at your own life and ask yourself, how can I improve it? How can I live my life better? How can I live it more meaningfully, more purpose-driven, more connected to what really matters most?
Like authentically, not like what people want from you. Like, I think a lot of people are just so used to the Amanda that was like the bubbly, outgoing, like always on, but that's just not my reality right now. That just almost seems like a former life.
Well, and I think you're still bubbly. It's just you're allowing yourself you're not putting the pressure on yourself anymore to always be on.
Yeah. Because
as somebody who observed you for so much of that time, you would be bubbly in public, but behind the scenes,
I was tired.
Yeah, you're tired, you're stressed, you're burnout, and I think a lot of people can probably relate to that, Amanda. So, all right, are we good on this one? Perfect. And we appreciate you all being here. We love you and are so grateful for you and your presence on this journey. Sincerely, each and every one of you are sources of daily encouragement, love, gratitude, inspiration, and we do believe firmly that the continued love and support from all of you is paramount in Amanda's healing and this journey, and we sincerely hope that you will stick with us on it. We'd love to hear what your 2.0 version is. If you haven't joined It's Your Time to Shine Facebook group, please do so. We're going to start doing some things with that here in the near future, and we will see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.